Hi, everyone. This is Heather Box from the Million Person Project. Thank you for tuning in to the Stories Our Power interview series. I'm so excited to be here today with Mellisa Bottali, who is a healer and the founder of Renaturing. Thank you so much for joining this conversation, Mellisa.
Yay, thank you. I'm so happy we got to make this work. This is really going to be fun.
Yeah, me too. And, a lot of the healing work that you do is rooted in parts of your personal story. And so I would love for you to share with the viewers, what is your story that led you to this work?
Oh my God. Yeah, well, it's so amazing too. I feel so blessed. I created this work that I'm doing. I'm definitely certified in all sorts of different things, but truly my story is what brought me to creating Renaturing and this whole experiential healing experience. And basically, I developed an autoimmune disease about a decade ago. So I went to doctors and nutritionists and all sorts of places, like specialists, and drove all over the place to figure out how to heal this autoimmune disease that doctors said I was destined to have forever. And I was so shocked that at the diagnosis of you'll have this forever, because I developed this disease, right? And so on the course of this journey, it was all of these opinions and all of this, you have IBS, or you have this, or you have that, take this pill, take this supplement, take this protocol, steroid cream, you name it. I was like being told to take these things to make myself feel better. Well, I wasn't deficient in any of those things, so why would that make me feel better? And so, long story short, I turned around and walked away from going to the doctors and going to Western type medicine people, because I wasn't feeling grounded in any of that. And I was actually feeling worse and worse and worse. And so even though I had the willpower to walk away from that, I was still in a ton of pain. And that pain led me to drop to my knees. It was in that moment that I dropped to my knees that I really heard, you can heal anything. And I trusted that voice. And I went on a quest, and I basically went deep into nature, deep into myself, deep into my spirit, and gave up on everything. Literally, like, I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing this, but I literally stopped everything and laid in bed and went outside and hardly talked to anybody and hardly did anything but breathe and drink water. And it was intense. From that point of doing nothing for about a week and really feeling like I'm dying, to starting to incorporate different things that I was seeing on the trails outside, out in nature, those plants that grow on, near the ocean that are like, people are calling them weeds, and I was picking them and putting them in my juicer and blender and seeing what would happen. Like, I was just fearless at that point. I was like, screw this, I'm going to try anything that my inner guide is telling me. So started juicing and blending and eating all these wild plants and basically just, food that grows on the planet. And a year and a half later, turns out I'm feeling amazing. And I finally got the courage to get my blood tested. And sure enough, I no longer have an autoimmune disease. I no longer had all the chronic symptoms that were going on, which were constipation and skin rashes and fatigue and all sorts of craziness. And so that story really brought me to say, okay, nature's got it handled, and so does your spirit. So that really led me to create this renaturing process. The food is just a little tiny part of it, but it is, like, I would be a fool to tell you that raw food is the only thing that healed me, because that's not true. But renaturing is a system that connects you back to the gifts that you're being given on a day-to-day basis, which is nature, art, and orgasm, connecting to your body, connecting to life force in a way that you don't need to go searching. You don't need to go far and wide. You don't need to take something outside of yourself, put it inside of yourself and heal yourself. No one needs to put their, magic dust all over you to heal you. It's in you. And this process takes people through this wild ride, and it is radical self-healing. So that is how renaturing was born.
Thank you so much for sharing. And what is the role of speaking your truth in renaturing in your process?
If you're not willing to look at the places within you that are what you might call dark or deep, or, you've shoved away in a deep, dark storage closet for so many years, you cannot shift from the place of holding on to those things. And talk about chronic constipation of the spirit, right? You're holding these things hostage and putting them in a dark storage closet. Well, until you're willing to look at those things with radical self-expression, with just simply identifying those things, number one, and just saying, I've got these things, is number one. And the number two, being radically expressive to yourself, right? It's not for anybody else that these things need to be brought to the light, but expressing your truth is number one. Creativity is a transformational technology. Expression is a transformational technology. And if you allow yourself to fully, just doesn't matter what's going on in your head, if you rain or shine, happy or sad, upset, depressed, I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to jump for joy or run a marathon or run around my house naked, it doesn't really matter how you feel as long as you feel it. This is kind of funny. Like, my dad will say, like, oh, hey, how's it going? Or, hey, how did you handle that one client I heard you talking to the other day? And I said, whatever I said. And he's like, did you really say that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm really not going to hold back. Like, it is such a disservice to everyone in the world and yourself to hold back on what's true for you. And so that's a really big part of renaturing that helps people heal. Probably the most.
Yeah. And I think that's something that's sticking out to me about what you're saying is the idea that expressing your truth is for you. Mm-hmm. And in the expression of your truth, yes, it impacts others and it opens the room for other people to express themselves. But when we do that, we align with ourselves. And that's the most important piece of expressing your truth. Like for me, that's the most important piece.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
When I met you, we barely even knew each other. I told you what I did and you said, well, wow, I have a story that's unfolding as we speak. And you told me this very wild story about sort of a new chapter unfolding in your life and in the way that you're connected in the world and connected to spirit, and a new chapter of your work. And I was wondering if you could share with the viewers how that transformation that you're going through, what it is, and also how it's impacting the way that you do your work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. The experience is about a year ago, I had I don't know how else to call it, but like a 911 experience where I was driving. And so I had been healing from just abuse in a relationship from years back. All sorts of things were coming up for me. And I remember being on a drive about a year ago, and I was going to the grocery store, super mundane, not like just a normal Thursday, like a random day of the week. It wasn't anything special, I didn't think. And I was driving, and I don't listen to music while I drive because I have so much energy and I feel so many different things that it's kind of a distraction. And so I remember driving along and hearing this beautiful music, like angelic music, that I was just like, oh, that is the most beautiful sound I have ever heard. Oh my God, where is that coming from? Whoa, I'm driving. Whoa, I can't feel my feet. whoa, my whole body is tingling. Whoa, I can hear my heartbeat. Holy shit, I can't feel my body. I'm driving. And then I turned and pulled over as fast as I could, which was not an easy task because I was actually on a freeway. In that moment, I gave my power away to somebody else. That moment scared the living daylights into me so powerfully that I could not imagine how much power was flowing through my body at that point. It felt nothing short of a blood transfusion. I called 911. I had no idea what was happening. 911 comes, take my vitals, and I'm fine. And I'm like, no, like totally rejecting everything. Just no, I'm not fine. What are you talking about? This is insane. And they're like, ma'am, you're fine. Like your oxygen levels are fine, your blood pressure, your heartbeat, like everything's good. It's just, are you anxious about something? Or, and it was just to the level of, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm fine. What are you talking about? I called my sister. She had to pick me up because I could not drive. Was not wanting to drive back home. And in that moment, a year ago, everything changed. It was the biggest wake-up call of my life. Like I said, it didn't scare the daylights out of me, it scared the daylights into me. So much so that I could feel more than I could ever feel. And I've been a very sensitive soul throughout my entire life. And something changed. And that experience showed me that I will not give one more second of a mask to anyone else. I will not give one more ounce of just boredom or, any of these feelings. I'll let any feeling run through me. I promise. I was just like, I'll do anything for you. Like, please, like, just show me the way. What is this? And oh my God, that woke me up to another level of awesome, and literally feeling all of my feelings, number one, but also being able to feel people in a much grander way, being able to relate to my clients in a much more authentic way, simply because I was not willing to be inauthentic, not 1 ounce anymore, not 1 second anymore. I felt my life almost end in that moment that I called 911. I literally thought, I have one person to call and this could be my last phone call ever. I thought I was dying. I had thought I was having a heart attack. So thank you for remembering that story and that wild experience that became the wild experience of truth.
Yeah. I mean, how could I forget? and it's beautiful to watch you express that and share that story, because you can feel when you're in the car on the side of the road, when you were recalling that story, as a listener, it's like, I can feel the tension. Like, this music's beautiful. Wait, where is it coming from? Like, what would it mean to relax into that? And the way that you are doing now. But, this is something that my clients and the viewers, so many of us, whether it's a connection with the spiritual world or something that we've gone through or something that we've seen, so many of us categorize our experiences as, quote, too far out for other people. And we don't want to be categorized as this or as that, or, people, a lot of my clients say, well, what are my kids gonna go through if their mom's a psychic or their mom gets messages from beyond or whatever it is? And so I'd love to hear your advice for someone who's sort of negotiating. I have a part of my story. I have a life experience. I have an ability that could be considered far out, and I'm hesitating to share it because of what other people may think of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel for you, first of all. And for those who are going through an experience, or it sort of felt for a long time like an identity crisis. It sort of felt like everybody who was talking to me, I'm like, they just don't even know me. They don't even know me. They don't even know me. And I was sick of it. I was sick of no one knowing me. And so that was part of it. Another part and suggestion that I would offer is to start a creative practice every day, rain or shine, happy or sad, upset, depressed. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to jump around my house naked, or whatever you're feeling. Or I'm a healer, I'm a psychic, and I don't want to share this with the world. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Because if the stored feeling is in your mind's attention, it is storing somewhere deep. That deep, dark storage closet that you've been holding those feelings is a part of your body. It will show up in physical form, and it will manifest in whatever way that you need to see it. So it doesn't matter whether you're hiding right now or you're deciding that you're going to go out into the world. Your body will show you the truth. The pain that you're feeling, the uncomfortable feeling of holding back, whatever is happening in your life will manifest in physical form until you see it. So I don't want to urge you to go faster or to go anywhere else on your path but where you're at right now, because your readiness, everything you're feeling right now is a gift to you. And if you're willing to receive that gift, you will live your life beyond your wildest expectations. You will live a life of excitement, being like, oh my God, my pain's a gift. Like, I really feel that now. When I have little tingling sensation in my wrist or my shoulder or something going on, I know that that's not pain to bring me down. That's pain to lift me up.
So the first step for someone, so they're sitting there and they're thinking about sharing their story, their truth, and what's coming up for them is anxiety and like negotiating, oh God, if I do this, then that's going to mean this for my husband or this for my kid, or what if my wife doesn't accept me for who I am if I share this publicly? You know, all of these things that they're negotiating outside of themselves. What's the first step to being able to feel? Like, how do you feel all of that without turning outward?
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful question, because turning outward and looking for things outside of yourself is typically what we're taught to do in this society. So the belief that you're having is true for you right now. What if my husband or kids or so-and-so decide to change their life? You have a belief system in you that is so strong. You are so powerfully manifesting evidence of your belief to prove yourself right in the world. So until you're ready to face those beliefs full on, like, renaturing isn't just about the body, it's about your belief systems. It's about how things manifest in the physical form and how you can create this epic, amazing life. Until you're ready to identify full on what your belief systems are, and it doesn't matter. The belief you have is I am wrong, or it could be I am invisible, or I am not worthy, or I am anything. So if you're manifesting anxiety, or if you're manifesting somebody saying, well, what do you mean you're a psychic? Or like, so what? Like, just like rejection or judgment or whatever. Thank God. Thank God you are such a powerful manifester that you can see what your real truth is. You can really see what you're proving yourself by looking at your life. look at your situation as a gift, because it can always change. Everything can change. There was a moment where I was in an abusive situation, abusive relationship. I was so scared. I was frozen 4 years ago. And I completely froze all my feelings in my body. Guess what happened? It manifested into physical form to show me that I still had work to do. Thank God. Thank God your body is so accurate.
So, Mellisa, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation and sharing so much of yourself. I would love for you to share with our viewers how they can stay in contact with you and how they can get involved with what you're doing.
Awesome. Yeah, it's my pleasure, really. It's my pleasure to be here because renaturing went from healing myself to healing others to now being this mission of the renaturing journey where it's not my mission, it's yours. It's somebody else, it's everybody's who wants to join this mission. And the truth is, I would love you to help yourself, heal yourself, and join this mission. And so if that calls to you, if anything in this entire interview today calls to you, don't wait one more second to express yourself fully, to dive into who you truly are, because if you're a change maker, you know it. And if you're covering that up and you have resistance coming up and you have all sorts of things that are stopping you in your tracks and your health issues are getting in the way, you're manifesting more sickness and more health issues that are getting in the way of you making a change in this world, click the link below this video. It will change your life to understand and get clarity around what renaturing is and how it can propel you into the direction of your dreams.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you to the viewers for tuning in. I'm so happy to be in this conversation with you, Mellisa, and with the viewers. And I'd love to hear from you guys what stuck out about today's interview. So thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. See you tomorrow.